All right, so today we are in my washroom. We got a problem with the dryer. Well, we got a couple problems with the dryer that we're gonna attempt to fix today. One is it takes like 2 to 3 cycles of drying things to dry stuff. So the dryer's heating up, but we don't think it's keeping the right temperature to dry things. So it makes me think the thermistor is gone bad. So the thermistor, it's essentially it's like your thermometer. Is in stupid me terms, it's your thermometer that keeps the dryer at the level it's supposed to be when you put it on low, medium, or high. So we're gonna open it up and check the thermistor to see if the thermistor is working. And if the thermistor is working, then I don't know, we'll figure something else. But at least we'll figure out, I'll show you how to change that. Come along with me on our journey to fix this stuff that I have never fixed before by ourselves. All right, so first thing I'm going to do, we get back, look at all the stuff you find behind your dryer. It's kind of gross when it gets back there. I'm going to take off the vent for the hot air. So that's where it goes in and goes out my house. And then there's another little connector that goes here. But for me, it's just a little clamp. You can just unscrew it with a screwdriver or whatever. I'm just got my DeWalt out. So I move a little faster, loosen it up, pull it off. So I'm just pulling these off now. You probably don't have to, but mostly just to keep them out of the way so I don't bump them, break them. They're really flimsy, and if I dent it and put a hole in it, then I got to go to Home Depot and buy a whole new one. And I don't want to do that, so we'd rather just clean this one off and use it again. Okay, for me, one of the hardest parts right now, and I know I'm saying it's the hardest part now because I haven't even gotten into it yet. See, I just moved it away. We did clean it up back there. That way, when I get back there, I'm not tracking all the crap all through my house. And it goes without saying, unplug your dryer when you're doing this. Always unplug whatever you're doing. But it's not a total loss. One of the hard things about doing yourself is you don't get paid for the job. But the dryer, I got lucky. 88 cents came back to me on this. Making money. Again, as I always say, this will take some time. You've never done it before. You're not doing it in 30 minutes like a professional. But how long would it take, how many hundreds of dollars a professional going to charge you, and how long would it take you to make that couple $100? So that's why I do it myself. And so the thermistor, from what I can gather, one of the hardest parts is figuring out where it is. Look at all my kids' swimsuits hanging up back here. Is figuring out where it is on the dryer. Mine, from what the diagrams I can see, it's somewhere back here. So we're going to start taking off some panels and seeing what the dryer looks like inside. And it's pretty easy. See, it's just all these little tiny bolts right here. There's a whole bunch of them. But the whole panel comes off. Again, as you do it though, and you pull panels off, pull them off slowly in case wires are attached or whatever, so you can see what's going on as you pull things off. We'll get into it now. Okay, we got our last screw. I just undid all these other ones. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that I'm doing, 7, 8, 9. 9 screws. They're 1/4-inch screws on this one. One of the things I do when I take screws off, all of these are the same length. Look at your screws and make sure you're not taking out multiple, different lengths of ones, because if you are, remember which one's the longer one, which screw hole the longer ones go into. But yep, we're just unscrewing these. Real simple. And look, the panels are already falling off on me. Put all your screws in something, that way you're not losing them. And put them up on your washing machine that's tilted or that's got a slant, so I know those are going to fall off on me. So we're going to put it somewhere else. Now we'll just leave them right up there. Wish me luck. Okay, so this panel's coming off. Nice and slowly. Make sure we're not pulling any wires or anything. Pretty easy. Just a little lint. We'll come take this out of the way. Put it somewhere that is going to make a mess. and we'll go look in the dryer, see what we can find here. This is just, oh, that's just the panel. That's where it plugs in right there. And we'll come through and look and see what we can find. That's the back of your dryer. Not a whole lot to it, folks. So the thermistor, looking at my diagram, is back here, I believe. So I'm gonna have to take this ductwork off, which is fine. I can clean it out too as I'm doing it. Just so you know what you're kind of looking at. Here's the plug. These are some of the thermostats and stuff that open and close to keep the dryer at the same, they're the right temperature. So if you're not getting any heat, mine's getting heat, it's just not the right amount of heat. That's why I think it's the thermistor. If you're not getting any heat, it's probably one of these have gone bad. And again, if you're replacing one, you might as well replace both of them. They're pretty simple. It's just a couple screws and you plug the wires. All right, so we took off 1, 2, 3. This is our fourth one, and that should do it. Take this off, pretty simple. And we'll see how it does. Pull it down there. Oh, something might be on still. Let's see here. Oh, no, just kind of stuck. All right, so I was getting up to take these off, and I realized, oh wait, I still got my, this is where like the air comes through, so the lint catcher is in here. So I just removed the lint catcher, and there's two screws right here, boom and boom. So we're just gonna undo those, and then you can already see that big piece is wanting to come out now. So pretty easy. It's just like a giant jigsaw puzzle. So I gotta use a little common sense, which I don't have a ton of, but look, here it comes out, and then, like I said, I always say, you know, bring things out slowly, so you know you're not screwing it up more. Lift it up a little bit, there we go. Thing comes out, nice and slow. Still caught on something up there. Let's see what we can find. Here. Alright, just slides out like that. One of the things too, we can put some lint down in the bottom and all this other stuff that's made it past the lint trap. Clean. Oh, fell over. Okay. So I just pulled out. Okay, so I just pulled out of there. As you can see, that's where all the lint comes through or whatever. So that's another thing, we can clean this out. Stuff that's gotten through the lint trap or not up through yet. And we clean that out, and now we can get down in and look at stuff. So let me clean this out and we'll move on. While I'm back here, I'd be an idiot to not check my the rest of it on this heating thing. Since it's all here, all I got to do is remove one of these things per and check it with my meter. Might as well. It sucked to get all the way to put all the back on, test my thermistor. My thermistor's fine, and then have to take all this back off to see if these are all bad. So any of these are bad. So we'll see, you should just be able to remove, you can see it, one of these kind of should be fairly easy to come off. We'll see, I'm gonna look and see what I need to do to pull those off. You just pull one of them off, and then you get this, set it to ohms, and it should read 0. We'll check it out. We're gonna go and test these. Of course, nothing can ever be easy, so I had to go to Walmart and buy a new multimeter because mine decided it didn't want to work anymore. It's got a new multimeter. I'm gonna go ahead and set it to ohms. to check the resistance on this. Okay, as I showed earlier, we unplugged one of these. Just kind of move it out of the way. Put one lead onto the part we just disconnected, and the other one into the other one that's on. See, that's showing it's good. So that one's good. Just plug it back in here. And now we'll go down to this bottom one and check it. That one's good. So we know those ones are good, don't need to replace those. We'll go ahead, since we're in here, we're gonna go ahead and check these two. All right, we're gonna pop this one off too. This one's a little stuck, it doesn't wanna come. So one of the things, we'll just get our screwdriver here, stick it here and see if we can kinda work it. I don't wanna pull it too hard, pull it off. These can get kind of stuck. Maybe I'll go find another screwdriver, larger screwdriver, so I can kind of crank that. All right, so I got a little bit bigger of a screwdriver here. I'm just gonna kind of put it in here and turn. See, you can loosen it up a bit. Let's see if we can pull it off. Both hands here, because I don't want to pull too hard and pull this out too much. So I'm kind of, let's see if I can put you down to let you see here. And one of these days I'll buy something that I can brought some needle nose. Just grab kind of right behind here. There we go. And pull that off. Now we're going to test that the same way. Where is it? Here, hold on. All right. So that one's good too. And we'll come over here and check our thermal fuse and this. So this is our high temp sensor, and this is our can't even remember it. This one senses it'll open and close. It helps open them and close to keep the dryer the right setting. So we're also going to check the thermal fuse here. To check the thermal fuse, though, we do need to isolate it from the dryer. We can take it off the dryer. So we've got these two clips that we're going to try and just get off like we were before. Let's see if we'll just pull. Of course not. Got a bigger screwdriver here than we got. Story of my life. They never want to come off easily. With that one, and almost there we go. Okay, and that's just our 1/4 inch nut to undo right here. Oh, switch that for something else here. 1/4 inch. It's just real easy to undo that. Goes in there, and let's pull that off just like that. Okay, let's bring it over here. We want to check for continuity, make sure the fuse inside there is not broken. So we're going to take our multimeter here, and again, switch it to the ohms with sound, and touch either side. And we should get a 0 or like, you'll see here. we're setting this to ohms. I've got it so it'll be audio. So I'm just going to show you here. I'll touch these two together and you'll hear the audio. It means current's going through one, going to the other one. Okay, so now we're going to go over to my thermal fuse here, and we'll stick. We've got the black one-on-one here. We should be able to touch this to this one. And we got continuity there. So it's not my thermal fuse either. So I'm a little concerned or confused now. I don't know what. We've checked the continuity on all of the rest of the stuff. So we've got the thermostat right here. We've checked it. We've got the high-end temperature sensor, and then the other temperature sensor and thermal fuse. If we check that, if your washer doesn't have a it may have a thermistor instead of a thermostat. It should be right here by the thermal fuse. You just take it off. Do the exact same thing I did with the thermal fuse to check the thermostat or the thermistor for that. So we're gonna come back here, come over here, and we're gonna disconnect this one back here, right here, that's got the white line. Again, I just did the same thing. It was kind of tight. Just grab the screwdriver, and kind of pry it a little bit. Came off, no problem. So we're just gonna test here and here and see how it, if we get a reading. All right, see, so we're gonna go here. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. And the bottom one. And, oh, come on, where are we at here? There we go. Got a lot of fuzz on there. But here, we got our resistance there, so it's that one's all good. So I got all this checked. These are all good. I know that. I can be comfortable with it. So I don't need to replace anything back here now. So I'm going to have to get to the, and again, I didn't think anything was going on with these. Anything was broken with these because it was producing heat. These are like, if your dryer's not producing heat, this is what you want to get in and look at to see if any of these are bad. And if they are, it's not hard. This literally, it's just jammed into there. You just undo it, unplug these, and then twist that back into there, plug those in. It's good to go. It's easy. Same with that one. All of these, there's just two little more 1/4 inch bolts here. So it's all pretty easy. Just make sure you don't forget to plug everything back in. So we'll go through there. That one's plugged back in. This is plugged back in. This is plugged back in, and it's all good. So since I got the back off here, I'm gonna clean it all up. Just get a rag, wipe it down, clean it up, help preserve it a little bit longer, and also take pride in your work. All right, okay. Well, one thing I didn't show also, I just took off this cover here to check out the heating coils. It's literally 2 screws. It's that screw and that screw, and this kind of comes off. And you can see the heating coils. And I was pretty sure it wasn't those, because if it was, you would see that it wouldn't be heating up. What you are looking for, though, if your dryer isn't heating up, is look at those coils in there. You see, you might be able to see what they kind of look like here. You'll see those coils, and you're looking for a break in one of those coils. And if it's broken, it's not going to heat, because there's no continuity going through there. So you'll check that. Then, so I didn't find my problem. I've checked everything. All of my fuses and all of my thermostats and everything are working back here. I've checked continuity on all of them. I did find a lot of lint. So it's possible that it just was clogged up enough that there's not enough air going through. So we'll close it all back up and see if it works. And if it doesn't, well, maybe I'll end up having to buy a new dryer. But nonetheless, this is not a big deal. As you saw, it took a couple of screws to get this back off. And then you just check continuity on these things. And if one of them's out, replace it. If none of them are out, then you're like me and you got no clue where to go next, but buy a new dryer. But again, this one works. It's just taking 2 cycles of drying to dry our clothes. So that's the only thing. And it feels like it's getting hot enough. I'm just not quite sure what's going on with it. But you can see there's nothing to this. It's really easy. This would have cost a couple $100 probably for a repairman to come out to just diagnose and see, oh, I don't know, nothing's wrong with it, yada, yada. Whereas it took me, just a few minutes to do this. Well, actually, in reality, I'm into it a couple hours because I had to go to the store and ate lunch and stuff. But still, again, how long would it take you to make the money the repairman could have come over when you can literally undo a couple of bolts and take the back off and look at it yourself? One last thing I was thinking, when you're dealing with this and you're taking things apart that you've never done before, it's a giant puzzle. And when it comes to putting it back together, it can be really hard to figure out where everything went. You're like, oh crap, I know this went here, but who knows where this went? Take pictures along the way. That way you can refer to your pictures to put it all back together. It makes it so much easier. That goes with everything that I do around the house. I'll take pictures of what it was before and my steps as I take it apart so I can just refer back to it. It makes it a lot easier, especially when you're dealing with wiring harnesses where you're unplugging things. If I had unplugged all of this, I was like, okay, where all this stuff, where does it all go once you put it back together? It's pretty easy if you have pictures and stuff. So, all right, well, wish me luck with my dryer, but that's what you need to look for if your dryer's not heating properly. It's really simple. And again, I had to go buy a new multimeter. It was $35. Other than that, your thermostats and stuff, if you've got to actually replace them, they're like 20 some odd dollars each. It's super cheap. It's not an expensive fix. So you're not looking to be out hundreds of dollars. You're out half an afternoon of looking through it. So go ahead and do all this stuff yourself. It's too easy. Till next time, till my next problem, which is coming soon because I have to fix the ice maker in my freezer. That's what it's called. So you'll see that soon too. Okay, last but not least, we're getting into the dryer. We got everything cleaned out. We got the dryer pulled back. So we might as well blow out the dryer, like the exhaust for the dryer. That actually is where a lot of fires happen in homes, is you get a bunch of lint built up in there and then heat and it can ignite. So I just got that back there. All I did, I already did it, but I hooked my leaf blower. I just stuck it in there and blew. Probably not the best way. Like there's, getting something into there to scrub maybe better, but that's what I got. And so that's what I did. And a bunch of stuff came out. I'll show you the video of that. And it can be kind of fun. Mine's not very long. It's really, that's the edge of my head. That's the wall to the side of my house. So it's only two feet long. So there's not a lot that builds up, but some people have quite a ways, big, long pipes, and a lot can build up in there. So it's a pretty good idea to do that before you get everything all put together. All right. Okay, last but not least, I found some change right at the beginning, 88 cents. In the end, my washing machine is better than Vegas. We came out with $5.33 in the end. So if your kids are ever asking for change to go to the store or buy something, just tell them to go take the dryer apart. That's where all it is. I wonder how much is down underneath the washing machine. But yeah, $5.33. Paid for my lunch today. Well, almost. Paid for half my lunch. Darn inflation. All right. That's it, though. Thanks for watching.